Hello and welcome to another episode of GOA365's Story Behind the Story. Now this time it's a little different. We are discussing, normally we would be discussing some issues which are a little heated, Goa based. This is something more holistic, better fun. Ravi has been here with me. Last time we did a face to face, so he is not a stranger, but I will still reintroduce him. Ravi Kamboj, TEDx organizer, many hats, one of the many hats he wears. Ravi, welcome to our show.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Asha Bhai Arondekar, social entrepreneur, businesswoman, involved in a lot of social as well as business in Goa. Asha ma'am, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much.
Milinbab Anvekar, Senior VP, Open Destinations, IT, AI, I don't know whatever. He will describe himself further as the time goes by. Milind, welcome to our show, first time.
Thank you.
And last but not the least, Nolan Michael Mascarenhas, as he likes to be called. He's a culinary alchemist. Now that is something that he has to explain what exactly that is later, because that's a very catchy name. It's very. Nolan, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much.
Ravi, tell us now what. Last time we had this thing. I think you're still on TV.
Yeah. You're getting
so what exactly is are we going to be discussing today? What inputs you're going to give about?
Yeah.
And the rest of your group is going to give us.
Sure, Glenn. Glenn, first of all, thank you once again for bringing us on board. So today it's going to be more about the team which is involved with making TEDx Panji what TEDx Panji is. Okay, I have the tag of organizer, but the way TEDx works is that it's a culmination of a group of people who are passionate about what TEDx is, what it entails, the stories we bring forward from the community. So for you to make that a success, you need to bring like-minded people together. And we have different category of people. One of the category is called the advisors of TEDx Panji. Now these advisors are people from your community who are known in the community. They are doing a lot of good work in the community, and they become like your spokespersons for TEDx. Okay, so they help us with spreading the word out of TEDx, what we're doing, what we're trying to achieve. They also talk to potential sponsor, because TEDx is not a small operation, it needs financial help. They do that, and they also help us finding the voices from the community who they think have a good story to be taken to the stage. So that's broadly is the role of an advisor. Okay, so as you introduce my advisors here, like Milind, very well known person, especially in the IT industry. Asha is an entrepreneur who does a lot of work in the community. Nolan is a writer, he's a foodie, he's always out there taking his story forward. So they are the people I feel will take the word of TEDx Panji to the community. So I'm very lucky to have them, and they're great assets to the team so far.
Ma'am, you are a known figure. You've been involved with GCCA, you've been involved in society, business, lots of things. So, give us a small exactly how you got involved with TEDx, and what exactly what's your scene?
Actually, I have been working a lot on empowerment, especially women empowerment. I've been working for years in the rural areas and the women across Goa. And I know Ravi for years. So when I also had been for the Margaon TEDx, so when Ravi told me about the Panjim TEDx that is happening, and he said, why don't you come on board? I thought it was a great platform to bring in some of those voices which were not heard. But they had beautiful stories, because this platform is, of course, there are change makers, there are innovators, there are entrepreneurs, artists speaking, but sometimes it's the simple story which is inspiring and which touches the heart. So I thought it was a platform where we could reach out better and bring out all those people to talk to and get them across to the world. So that's why I agreed, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Thanks, ma'am. Milind, IT, AI, all these things are like, I mean, little off topic, but that is, everybody is talking about it now. Even before the show, we were talking about it. Like, so how do you come in TEDx? I mean, besides a little bit of your background.
Okay. So thanks for having me in this particular show of yours. And I think IT, AI are probably not the only thing that's there. It's been there for a while, and that's something we'll have to be living it going forward. So for me, I think it's very interesting how I got associated with this. TEDx, we have to understand what TED is all about, right? It is something that everyone aspires to be on a stage. Everyone aspires to be on a red dot. At some point of time, they want to be there and talk about their stories. And I too had similar thought at one point of time. At some time last year, Ravi approached me for another product of his called Pecha Kucha, which is again a stage where you need to talk about the story. And I think that's the first time I interacted with him, and it was really nice to know what he's doing. And he's doing in Goa, right? I heard about TEDx Panjim happening, and I didn't know, what are the various things involved in that. Luckily, I got approached for one of the initial sessions they wanted to do on AI, reimagining humanity with AI. I think that was the topic, and they approached me for that. And it was just one of the opportunities that you aspired to have. It was there, and then I got a chance to be there and share my ideas. So that was my first involvement or participation in a TED event. So thanks to Ravi and his team for being great at that event that they put in place.
Yeah, thanks, Emily. Now, Nolan, before we go into anything, I want you to explain what this means. Culinary alchemist. I know what is culinary. I know what is alchemist. We've heard about that. You make gold from wherever as an alchemist. But what does it mean? Then you go into the rest.
Okay, so I think it was a shorter definitive as a precursor to juror, curator, organic farmer, and basically everything related to hospitality and food. I thought it was easy. It came up as well during one of these brainstorming sessions, and Ravi, I think, has to take credit for that as well, where he said, Nolan, it's too much. You're doing too much in too many spheres, and it's hard to keep up. So how about we do something very simple and catchy? And I'm like, Ravi, I'm all yours. whatever you say, it's all. Thank you so much for that. So he said, yeah, Culinary Alchemist. And Alchemist was one of my favorite books. It still is, by Paulo Coelho. So, excuse me. So yeah, Ravi, thanks again for that.
If you make any money out of this name,
it's all.
Please.
Yeah,
5%.
Yeah, 5%.
It's all there for the taking. Yeah. So that's an avatar which I basically.
It's very neat.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I don that hat because I still, after all these years, it's been 15 years. When someone says introduce yourself, I really don't know how to go about it, because what the F&B scene was 15 years and what it is today has grown leaps and bounds, and it is something that has huge potential even further. And everyone's coming up with all these monikers and these new tags. So suddenly I wake up in the morning and they're like, Nolan, you're the juror for 30 best bars in India, and you're an academy member for the top 30 chefs in India. You're a storyteller for Upper Crust. So these are all tags which people don't really know how to slot me into. So I said, how about just use the word culinary to start with? And so that's I call it the Batman and Bruce Wayne, sans the billions. But it's
billions will come ultimately.
If it does, fantastic, great, but not really required. The point is that I'm actually an investment banker by profession.
I see.
Right, and that is something that's part of my life that literally only 145 clients know about, and it's a very close-circuited environment. I've been in the industry for the last 18 years, having a foodie family and growing up in a foodie family.
Okay, Nolan, I need to go in for a small break. I'll come back to you as soon as
Sure.
on the other side. Keep watching. Welcome back. Yeah, sorry, Nolan.
No, that's perfectly fine. So as an investment banker, being part of the food family, grown up in 3 generations of understanding the nuances of food, writing, being behind the kitchen, being behind the bar pass, that's the amalgamation of what we see today. I don a hat of a farmer as well, which people are not very well aware of, because that is something that has been a passion project for the last 10 years. And it's all into organic farming, to basically understand, because once you understand the food source of what we are currently consuming today as a society, Asha and me were having that discussion as well before this, in terms of what we put into our system, let food be thy medicine, you know, there's a big grave amiss, and that is something that I am trying to work at the most rudimentary level possible. Ravi and me, we've had many interactions, again, as Milind had as well. Pechakucha, I think we connected upon my contribution to the slight revival of the Poder in Goa, where I had something to do with the Poder Chronicles. A simple initiative to try and, which stemmed from COVID, obviously. COVID was a section in time which changed everybody's trajectory to some degree.
Yeah, I mean, big degree, I think most people see it.
Yeah, so, you know, you believe that that's life's course and you're following that course, and then suddenly you know, things happen, and it affected a lot of people around here, especially the simple bread man, and it is something that has been given to us as an industry. That was something that I wanted to revive in any format that I could, just trying to make Goan bread cool again. And that's how I met Ravi. Met me at that time, and he loved the idea behind it. So again, Pechakucha happened, and an interesting story about TED. This is a homecoming of sorts.
I see.
Being here for TEDx Panjim, because not many people know is that I was supposed to speak at TEDx Panjim as a speaker.
This time?
No.
Oh, okay.
The first time around when it happened, and that time we had not connected on TED, right? And this is just a backstory. And I told Ravi about it when he invited me to get on board over here as an advisor. And he's like, there's something happening in Margao. And I think I've been
last
with
year,
you guys
Margao
since then.
Yeah.
And then obviously Panjim happened as well. So Ravi's like, yeah, that happened, right? You were going to be there. And I said, yeah, there was a social crisis that took place, and I had to leave for Bombay on the day of my TED talk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that happened at Kala. And I still remember it. So when I told him that, he's like, it's just meant to be. So, you know, you're back here and you're here as an advisor with us. So, yeah, I'm just so excited to be here. So, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Ravi, now you need to take it one step further. What exactly, like this, like advisors, and what is going to be the contribution of this to the TEDx, to the whole experience?
Yeah.
Generally, involvement of people, the stories, how are advisors going to take it forward, and then maybe they can do their own individual stories.
Yeah, so an advisor role is mainly they are your mentor. Okay, so TEDx, the whole foundation of TEDx is based on volunteers, including me. I have my own work, my own profession, and I take time out to have TEDx Panji. Okay, so everybody, including the advisors, your team members, associates, everybody is on a voluntary basis. Okay, everybody has a role. Advisors have a role. As I said, they are your mentor. They have connection in the community. You on your own may be able to reach 10 people, but if you have a team of advisors who are, you know, spending time every day in the community, then you will reach out to 200, for example.
Okay.
So they help you that way, spreading the word, reaching out to people, telling the TEDx story, okay, and they're also helping you out. So my brief to them is keep an open mind to listen to stories of people, okay. You never know whom you're meeting, where the story will click. You know, you'll say, oh, this is good story, this is worth putting on TEDx stage, let's put it forward.
So you basically, they also help you identify who could possibly...
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
as I said, they are the people who spend a lot of time in the community, working with very grassroots people. And the stories we are looking for are the grassroots stories. You know, so what best is to have people who are spending time over there. So that's one of the advice we get from them, and they also help us. They know that organizing a TEDx event is not easy. You know, it's a huge financial requirement over there. It's an expensive event to run. So they also help you identify the potential speakers or collaborators. So they help you that way also. Yeah. So what you can't do on your own alone, the advisor come there to help you.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thanks, Ravi.
Yeah.
Ma'am, see, we know you as somebody who's been taking up lots of women's issues. How is this connected to TEDx? I'm just very curious, and I think a lot of people would be also.
I think for this, I'll tell you a little background story about myself. When I was in college and I was about 18, and I had this lady guest speaker coming to our college and talking. It was supposed to be an inspiring talk, but she had just started a business then, and she had got into a male-dominated, industry, and she was talking about all the challenges she was facing starting this industry. And listening to her story, I don't come from an entrepreneurship or business was not a word in my family or in generations. And that particular story inspired me and somewhere made that switch where I thought I want to be an entrepreneur and businesswoman. And that woman was none other than Kiran Majumdar Shaw.
I see. Oh, wow.
So if I myself, I've spent 3 decades in business now, and if I could get inspired with one story, because these stories don't just impact you at that moment, they in fact create a ripple effect in the society. It could not impact you then, but later you go back home and something strikes, and then it makes the change.
After the processing part.
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes it takes years it stays in your head.
Yes.
But the time comes after some time, like 5 years, 10 years.
Right. So for me, it was after 1 year that it was totally a complete decision against my family.
I see.
That I have to take up business and I have to start my own venture, and I started at 19 because of that.
Mostly just like, okay, I think now engineering is gone little back, but otherwise it used to be doctor, engineer, and then chartered accountant, and I think lawyer, and that was it.
Exactly.
Beyond that, nobody.
Like my father didn't speak to me for 2 years when I told him I want to take a business. So yes, so this is how it impacts. And as an advisor, it's not just about the title, but we have to ensure that this whole platform reaches across globally to people, creates that impact, and it's our duty, I feel, to inspire our next generation as well.
Okay, I need to go in for a short break. I'll be back shortly. Now, this has been interesting. We are somewhere stuck in the middle. So, in the next part, we will be going into a little more details also. Thanks a lot, guys, and it's very interesting. It's very interesting. But I think maybe in the next part, you all can shed a little more light so that it goes out a little more. Thank you. Keep watching. I'm Glenn Kloster for Story Behind the Story.